We give our opinions and feedback on the latest news.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jesse Waters, along with Kennedy, Harold Ford Jr., Dana Perino, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five. Democrats are ready to throw down to protect the bad hombres. Tough-talking libs are rushing to defend the Demsurrectionist trio who stormed that New Jersey ICE facility that holds suspected murderers, child rapists, and MS-13 gangbangers. Homeland Security says more arrests are coming, but now Hakeem and AOC are warning everyone not to lay a finger on their crew, or else.
What happens if they were to go and arrest these members, or if they would try to sanction them during the House of Representatives?
They'll find out.
What would you do?
They'll find out. It's a red line. It's very clear. No one's intimidated by this dude. No one. And so there are clear lines that they just dare not cross.
You lay a finger on someone, on Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, on Representative or any of the representatives that were there, you lay a finger on them, we are going to have a problem.
But before there was the New Jersey ICE Center, there was the Maryland dad, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem on Capitol Hill, smacking Fang Fang's ex-lover for playing a gotcha on Abrego Garcia.
Madam Secretary, you agree that the letters MS and the number 13 in Times Roman numeral font, that they are doctored on this photo, right?
Congressman Abrego Garcia.
No, I'm just asking about this photo.
It wasn't based off of tattoos. It was based off an entire case.
And I'll accept. I want you to have credibility, and I want you to be taken seriously. Is this doctored or is it not doctored?
I am taken quite seriously.
Madam Secretary, I have a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old. I have a detector. I'm just asking you, is this doctored or not doctored?
Sir, the protocols in the case built against
Can you
Abrego
answer the
Garcia
question?
were exactly the same.
And we're getting a very big update for Nobody's Above the Law crowd. A federal grand jury returning a 2-count indictment against a Milwaukee County judge who allegedly helped an illegal immigrant evade ICE agents waiting to arrest him outside a courtroom. All right, Dana, the threats from Hakeem and AOC, are those credible threats?
They are not. And this is what's pretty crazy. The leader of the Democratic Party, and on the House side, maybe Chuck Schumer, they could arm wrestle for it, but that's basically who they are, right? So they took the posture of threatening federal agents. Now, let's just posit that we have video. So normally, in a normal environment, you see one of your members attacking an ICE agent. You might say, I've instructed all members to follow the law. End of story. But instead, they want to basically take them on. And 90% of the country wants the illegal immigrants to get out. Maybe Hakeem Jeffries could take them aside and say, guys, this place has been open since 2014. None of you ever went there. Why? Why all of a sudden now? When this is the issue that President Trump actually succeeds on. Let's talk about inflation. Let's talk about those prices. He's not doing any of that. I think that he sounds very hollow. Pete Buttigieg yesterday, remember him? Mayor Pete, he was in Iowa yesterday. Why Iowa? Well, he wants to give a rally in 2028. He's got it in his sights. The problem is what he said about Abrego Garcia, Maryland man, Maryland dad. He said, they're saying like, oh, this guy is a criminal. No one person, least of all, no one politician gets to decide that you are a criminal. Now, this is at a rally because he wants to be the president of the United States. And you have judges that make that determination all the time. Yes, one person, one man, one woman gets to decide if you are a criminal. He came into the country illegally, and we know that that is a crime. If they don't agree that that's a crime, they should raise their hand and make that clear. And the other thing is they're digging in on a serial domestic abuser. So once again, the women aren't protected by the party. I think that Hakeem Jeffries gets it backwards, and they are really needing somebody like the Obama of 2008 to be like who is the Obama of 2026 that is going to come forward? I'm not saying it's Michelle Obama. Don't get
I was just going to say that. Greg, how are the Democrats handling the issue of deportation?
Not well. If they don't like this facility, there is a solution. They could take them into their homes. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you don't just pay lip service, do real service. You got a sofa, bed somewhere in your house. Take in one of these gangbangers or alleged rapists and murderers. Show them where your heart is. Hakeem is like, I have to be honest here, I'm going to go purely superficial. He is the most unwell-looking political leader out there. The guy looks like he hasn't slept since 1989, but the worst part is he has nothing to show for it. Like, he's a great symbol for the Democrat Party. He looks tired, he's worn out, he's miserable, but he doesn't do anything. Now you compare that to Trump or Vance or Musk or RFK or Rubio. There's all this energy, yet they're rested and ready. They have a purpose. They've got foundational principles. They know what to do. And here, they're walking tall. The Democrats are the walking dead. And the reason is this. Trump is squatted in the House of Common Sense, and there's no room there for the Dems. They can't come home because they condemned what's in that house. They're like the college kid who renounces his capitalist parents and their heartless lifestyle, and so the parents cut him off. Where do you go? Where do you go? Well, you defend gangbangers. You defend trans athletes. You know, you martyr people who are criminals. Where the hell is Van Hollen? Did he go on tour? I mean, where is his wife-beating bro? Like, remember how that was all over the media every day, and we were forced to cover it, and we knew the guy was a scumbag and also the gangbanger. And yet, you know, they're gone. They disappeared. It's like it never happened.
Do you have any advice for the Democrats, Harold Ford Jr.?
I do. Good to be with you, by the way. I hope so. I think we should stop falling into the trap, guys. I understand due process, and I understand wanting to ensure that people are treated fairly. But at a time in which the Senate and the Congress, and particularly Republicans in the Senate and the Congress, are debating what the budget should look like next year, you have Republican senators arguing with Republican senators about Medicaid cuts. You have Republican congressmen arguing with Republican congressmen about who should have taxes cut for them and who should have taxes raised on them. Why we're not offering those things, I don't know. Again, I'm not suggesting at all that we shouldn't be protecting people's individual rights. But everyday Americans put Donald Trump in office because he wants to ensure that we're protected from gangbangers and criminals who happen to be here illegally. They also put him in office because they believed that he was going to revive and revitalize and rejuvenate the economy in ways that would help every American. And I contend he's not doing a great job there. I contend we should be offering ideas on how we reshore manufacturing to the country, not by using tariffs, how we can educate kids, how we can educate engineers and electricians so when those jobs do come back, we're prepared. We need to be positive. This is exactly us falling into the trap that President Trump, and I would argue many on the Republican side who are political, want us to. Let's stop it. Get back to the issues.
Democrats during the pandemic should have tried to break open schools that were closed. They shouldn't be trying to break open ICE facilities
Don't
now.
get me started. I mean, the proof is in the pudding when you look at outcomes where there is school choice. And those are the kind of the issues that non-political parents have woken up to really, really care about. One of the other ones, unfortunately for Democrats, is immigration. And they look at this because it was the forgotten voter who was activated during the 2024 election cycle. The person who was like, well, they closed my COVID business. They kept my kid out of school. You know, my prices have gone up. George Clooney doesn't care. You know, he's endorsing a corpse until he decided that it wasn't politically convenient for him and the Democrat establishment. So they need to, I think you're absolutely right. They need to refocus on those forgotten voters because they're like, you forgot about us. There's only so much political energy you have to spend, and they are spending it like attention tramps on this one issue at this one facility instead of putting out the kind of plan that Harold's talking about, because all of that, manufacturing, immigration, economics, that has been co-opted by the Republican Party. And if Republicans keep winning the way they have been the last 2 weeks, and I mean the Trump administration specifically, watch Democrats' numbers continue to go down because they are falling into the trap and they're pulling themselves further left, which means further off the cliff. And the fact that they don't recognize the rational play that they have to make right now to those rational voters, or to those forgotten voters, I don't care. Shame on them. They don't deserve a spot at the table.
Shame on them.
Harold,
Shame.
You know what
Shame.
the Dems' problem is? They're in a woke crouch.
Show them the crouch, Harold. Show them the crouch.
Yeah.
You're right. It's a woke
I don't know that
crouch.
position. I never get in a crouch like that.
No, you don't.
It's not my move.
Just
Hard
not,
on your knees.
not on the show.
In this episode of The Five, Jesse Waters and his co-hosts discuss the Democratic Party's response to ongoing immigration-related tensions, particularly focusing on recent events involving a New Jersey ICE facility. The dialogue centers on the controversial defense by Democrats for individuals who have criminal backgrounds, including gang members, as they attempt to portray ICE enforcement as unjust. Waters criticizes prominent Democrats, including Hakeem Jeffries and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for issuing threats toward law enforcement and suggests that their stance lacks credibility. The hosts express concerns over how these reactions could affect upcoming elections, emphasizing the need for Democrats to address the economic and social issues faced by everyday Americans rather than solely focusing on immigration. The conversation touches on the indictment of a Milwaukee County judge accused of aiding an illegal immigrant, bolstering arguments that the party overlooks significant issues affecting public safety. The hosts also challenged the Democrats' approach, with Dana Perino and Greg Gutfeld remarking on their ineffective handling of deportation issues. They suggest that Democrats should focus more on pivotal electoral issues like the economy and education rather than defending individuals with violent backgrounds. The show emphasizes the urgency for Democrats to regain voters' trust and manage their messaging strategy as they prepare for future elections.